All that glitters is not gold. This is, I don't even know what episode we on. Javi, what episode are we on?
13, I think.
Oh, dude, he's fired. Dude, is he fired?
He might be fired,
Dude,
Javi. This
I
is your
only
job.
lasted
This is why
3
you're hired.
weeks.
Look,
He
hey,
doesn't
3
even
weeks
know.
here, baby.
Family business, dude. But
Dude,
you know what?
family
We're gonna put him
business.
out here. We're gonna put him out here.
Put him on blast,
Put him on
Javi.
blast. You don't even know what episode.
Yeah. Beans and rice, it's Jos. Next to me, I got Jose.
Host Beefy.
Where does the name Host Beefy come from?
Host Beefy. It's like
Plus
when I
you
sold cars, they called me Host Beef.
Okay.
You know, because
I don't know how I feel because I'm Jos. You're Jose. That's a very big distinction.
Host Jose, but then just like to come in with the Host Beefy just for my Host Beefy. So some people are fans of Host Beefy.
Okay.
It's like another version of me.
Fair enough. There's another multiple personality syndrome thing you got.
I got that. Yeah, that splits, baby. That's what they call me.
Split. And then, of course, we got our moderator, the guy that keeps us on track. His name's Javi. Say hi to the people, Javi.
What's up, people?
I don't know how many of you know this is Tuesday, the 27th of October. It is National Black Cat Day.
Black Cat Day, like the fireworks.
Black Cat Day. The fireworks conglomerate is
Ooh.
the one that made this a thing.
Real cats. You know, I got a black and white cat, an Oreo cat. It's maybe 80% his
80
day.
Yeah, it's 80% his day. His name's Pancho, a real homie, a real one. He's just chilling right off that catnip. They legalized that many years ago for the cats. They're ahead of the game.
What's the? You know, there's like a lot of like black. You know, it's like Black Panther. You know, so that's a cat. There's
Gorilla Black, the rapper that sounds
Gorilla Black from Compton. with
from like
Mon.
Biggie Smalls, but from the West Coast.
So they got what else? They got black. They got Black Onyx.
They got Blackwer Greymon from Digimon.
Ooh, dude, that guy was so awesome.
He was badass.
God. And then they have Draymond, just from the Golden State Warriors.
Draymond, but with the wrong color
Black
name.
Draymond.
Draymond Green,
Draymond Green.
but they just misspelled black. They didn't know how to spell it when he was born.
Draymond Green can't be Draymond Black, you know. They got Aloe Black.
Aloe Black, yeah.
They got Black Star. You know, what other Black Lives Matter? They got
Black Thought, the rapper.
Oh, Black Thought, dude. How could I forget?
Black Thought.
How many?
R.I.P.
It's
Just
like,
kidding, he's still alive. Last I checked.
For National Black Cat Day, maybe it's because it's so close to Halloween. You probably think that's why they made it
More than likely. I mean, there's the levels of superstition. So are you a superstitious person?
a little stitious.
How so? What stitions do you
Dude,
have?
come on, remember? I would rub eggs on my ear to fix a headache, an earache, dude.
Yeah, that was a kid, though. But now as an adult, I mean, do you continue those practices?
Some of them, I think I still have to do like, I don't know, like maybe a routine more. I would consider than superstitious, but like if I see a cat, like a black cat, it doesn't scare me anymore because I got a black cat now. If I run over a bird, you know, I heard if you run over a bird, that means like a real person's gonna die, a kid, because like a bird's like a representative of God or something like that. So it's like it's flying like an angel. Next thing I know, I hit the bird. Some kid died.
Is that Nelly Furtado? I'm like a bird.
And now you're dead, like a dead
Yeah,
bird.
it never flew away. It just died.
You haven't heard about that one, the bird or
I
a
have
dog?
heard that one, yeah. So I'm actually pretty cautious around birds, too,
Right?
I'm not gonna lie.
Dude, the
Yeah.
birds are fucking assholes because you're like driving, and they don't like to waste energy in like full fly, so they'll just kind of a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you barely miss them, you know. Looks like you're always going to like hit them, and then they get that extra.
Well, they play games with the cars, and you can see them waiting. The car zips by, and then they just like zoom through in front of it. And sometimes, I mean, if your car's going fast enough, you'll hit or nick one. It happened to me once with a duck. It just flew in front of me, hit it.
double
I
murder,
stopped.
dude.
Yeah, I stopped and looked around. I saw the blood on like my front grill, but I couldn't find the duck. It was just some feathers and some blood. I looked around that street for a duck. It was almost nighttime. Couldn't find it, so I'm sure it was dead. But
Next thing you know, they have Affleck commercials because of this, dude.
I mean, it wasn't that swan white looking duck. I'm pretty
was
sure it
a
was like
mallard or
yeah,
whatever?
a mallard.
Dude, I didn't even know those were ducks. Like into like Utah, it's like what kind of ducks are these? You know, they looked all cool. They look like those boots. What are those boots for winter? You know, those ones, the
They're called duck boots.
duck boots. Yeah,
Yeah.
they look exactly like those boots. You know, so I saw the boots first before I saw the ducks. I'm like, dude, look at those Look at those ducks, you know?
Yeah, thinking
Look at
of
those
like black
boots.
cats, think of Daffy Duck, who's a black duck. I've never seen a duck look like that.
Ooh.
I'm sure he exists.
Is there black?
Or
Oh,
it. It's got to. I
black
haven't seen
ducks,
one here in
dude.
Utah, but it's got to be a real
I
thing,
think it would
right?
be beautiful. I think like black animals in general. You know, it's like you think of a
They have like a
panther.
sheen, yeah,
It's
because
like
they're
shiny,
dark and then the light hits it right and it like kind of shimmers. It's
like a little
nice.
holographic.
Yeah, like a rare Pokemon card.
But black cats, we were talking about superstitions. Like you know, it's like what's the superstition with black cats? It's like something with the
Isn't it
devil.
death? I'll look it up right now because I'm not sure.
Because I think it's like the
Uh,
devil or witches or
that was one I never really paid attention
oh, there was
to.
like a curse. You know, you saw a black cat. Next thing you know, your power goes out for 3 days. You know, so
Yeah.
it's a blackout. That was the original blackout. Shout out to blackouts too. You guys remember blackouts? You know, you go to school, the lights, the power goes off, then the generator comes on, but they can't cook, so now they're gonna give you crustables for lunch.
And
'Cause
you
you
know
get a
what?
sack lunches because
Some kids are okay with that. They love them Uncrustables.
those were the best. Until you're an adult, I feel like they're not as
Yeah, then
good.
you're an adult. I mean, I know some adults that still like it. They haven't grown up, really. They're like Peter Pan. But as far as I'm concerned, they're kind of disgusting, really. I'd rather make my own. I can ratio my own peanut butter, my own jelly or jam, whatever your preference. I prefer jam, more actual fruit in it. And then I actually like the crust on bread. I think it adds a nice
I was
flavor
gonna
to
ask you if
it,
you cut
a nice
crust.
texture. No, I don't cut it. I'm not wasteful. I eat the whole. Look at me.
Well,
Now the crowd can see me.
you can take the crust off, eat it, and then you got a treat.
No, I like rationing it with the whole entire thing. I think it's just a good thing to have. But as far as the black cat goes, I was right. It was like an omen of death or misfortune, so like bad luck,
Oh, so you see a black cat, you can die.
pretty much.
Man, that would suck to be a black cat then, huh?
Well, other than I think they're pretty popular, aren't they? Aren't people like always adopting black cats?
Probably for that they want to kill people, dude. It's fucking murderers.
They're just like, I'm gonna buy it, so if I take care of
The
it,
people die.
that yeah, that omen is not on me. I'll just invite people I don't like over, and eventually they're gonna pass away.
And next thing you know, the person dies, and he was a good Christian. Why am I in hell, good Lord? Oh, you had a black cat, you piece of shit. You know how many people saw this cat? You killed you killed 900 people, 900 civilians.
Yeah, Selma Cerulean from down the street bought a black cat just to kill him.
God, dude. One guy
And he's Christian. He has to forgive. He can't be mad about that.
some people they get ballsy, dude. They go into their bathroom. They rent a cat. You know, I'm gonna test it out. You know, you know they're gonna throw it away. But what they'll do is like they'll go into the bathroom, take a picture. You know, they'll pull up the cat there in the mirror. So then they're cursed. You know, attempted suicide. They
They-
did with the cat.
They use a reverse Uno card, but in real life with the cat.
Dude.
Think of how many black cats have tried to like befriend people, but they run away. And think of how heartbreaking that is. Think of like that kid in elementary school that never had friends because they were just so weird. So, well, I mean, one person thought they were weird. They spread that rumor. Rumor spreads like
Oh, in
wildfire.
elementary.
Yeah, now that
Jesus
kid is like
Christ, dude.
heartbroken. He never has friends. And it's crushing because as an adult, you're like, damn, if I would have just not wanted to be cool, maybe that kid would have had friends. He would have had a better childhood, right? He's always trying to hang out with people, but that's how black cats feel every single day.
Now he works at a Sonic.
Yeah, and he's the reason they're fucking up onion rings now.
Dude.
Because some of you guys didn't want to say hi or hang out. I was one of them. I'm kidding. I actually was one kid that liked being left alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember in school though there'd be like you know, it's like you make up a rumor, you know, it's like, oh, don't hang out with him. His dad's you know, it'd be like his dad's what is it, like I don't know, make something up. It's a dark magician. You know what I mean? It's like you can't hang out with him. That's why he's wearing all black. Little did you know his dad was into rock. But I was a minority. I didn't know that's how they dressed. So my mom was making up all these things, you know what I mean? Like, oh, don't listen to that guy. They play Ouija boards after school. This guy learned his ABCs on the Ouija board. You can't trust him.
Yeah. But there's a reason he skips a couple letters because that Ouija board was incomplete.
God.
You know,
No,
some
he-
other letters were rubbed off. So everyone thought he was stupid, but I mean, he only had certain resources.
He's getting misdiagnosed. He's like, what's up with this kid? Is he dyslexic, you know? No, it's a Ouija board, dude.
He's not dyslexic. He's
Jerk.
just an exorcist that didn't have all the letters.
God, dude. That guy can't even get cleansed anymore, dude. Or now they take him to probably like a priest, you know, and then the priest they'll, try to summon the power of Christ in them. Now the kid's traumatized.
Yeah.
So just don't look at black cats. Is basically what we're trying to say, honestly.
And the thing is, the kid's trying to tell a story. He doesn't know the letter T, so he's just telling people he was trying to get compelled by the power of Chris. Like, who the fuck is this Chris? This blasphemous piece of shit.
Chris Angel,
Yeah,
dude.
Chris
People
Angel.
hate him, dude. They're talking about Chris Angel.
The
whole
fallen
time.
angel himself, not even fucking Satan.
Chris Angel, dude. Mind freak.
Chris y Angel, the Dominican reggaeton group that lasted 2 years.
Chris Angel. Did you remember Chris Angel? Did you ever watch that show?
Yeah, and then like he was such a big thing. He's the one with like the dark makeup, right?
Yeah.
And then
And
didn't
he was
they
like
like
always sad. He's like, oh, he was like emo.
yeah.
But he was a magician. It's like, dude, you could do magic. Fix yourself, bro.
Yeah, if you can walk on water, you can sure as hell dry your fucking tears.
You can have better self-esteem, buddy.
Yeah, cry
okay?
tears, people, not noise. No one wants to hear you cry. Cry in silence in the solitude of your own room. No one wants to hear or see that.
That's
It's
when
wasting people's time.
That's when it got too intense for me. Like, I like some of the stuff. It's like, oh, I'm gonna, it's like a normal thing that you watch on TV. You're like, oh crap, that was scary,
Yeah.
But then he's like flying. I'm like, all right, dude, there's no way. Now, you know what I mean? He's like, today I'm gonna fly from this building to this building. It's like, dude, come on.
What's the other big one now?
Now they got what is it, Dame Dash,
Dame
something
Dash,
like that.
the former associate of Jehovah.
He just makes money disappear, baby.
No, what's this other guy's
It's
name?
not Dane Cook. It's not.
I don't know his name. There's another big one too.
Yeah.
But...
He's like popular in the NBA and stuff. He'll pop out.
Yeah, and so David Blaine. That's
David
his name.
Blaine, there you
That's his
go.
name. And I don't know how the NBA got me to David Blaine, but it did. But either way, I mean, those are witchcraft things. These magicians, always so fucking spooky. Granted, like some of their tricks, when you figure them out, some of the simple ones. Obviously, I still don't know how to do some of the other illusions.
I don't know how to
But some
summon
of
a
them-
demon.
Yeah, I don't fucking. I know how to change my voice into a demon, but I don't know how to summon one.
I know how to get Bloody Mary in the bathroom, but I can't get her out of the bathroom.
With some fucking celery, some salt on the rim. Bloody Marys are gross. If you drink Bloody Marys in the morning, you're a freak of nature.
I never had one, dude.
They're not good. Don't drink
You
one.
had a Bloody Mary, Javi, or what?
Aren't they basically micheladas?
So he hasn't. So go back to what you were talking about.
They're V8 juice, vodka, celery. There you go. You fucking Bloody Mary
Don't white
drink.
people add bacon to that stuff?
Bacon?
Yeah.
No, not unless they're not vegan. Or I mean, if they're vegan, they don't.
And it's just other people, Javi. You can't say that. Other
But I mean,
people
are
call it-
vegans people? Can we discuss that?
vegans?
Yeah.
Dude, right now I'm kind of on a vegan diet almost, so I can't.
Jeez,
Personally,
man.
at
You're
least
not.
I
You're
feel
not
like
really a full person. Because they say what you are, what you eat. Granted, I don't eat humans, but part of the human diet consists of being an omnivore, right? You eat meats, flesh, and obviously,
Flesh.
fucking flesh. What
Sounds
the
hot, dude. Kind of turned me on.
poultry, all
Eat
that
some
shit.
flesh?
Yeah, flesh.
I'm gonna eat some meat, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I guess flesh. What sounds worse? I'm gonna eat some meat, or I'm gonna eat some flesh.
Yeah, meat's like a euphemism, right? I think it's really dumbed down the idea that we're so primitive and we kill an animal to eat it. And if you inherently think there's something wrong with that, that's okay. I'm not against it, but you're not. I don't respect you.
Hey,
I'm
you wanna
kidding.
Eat my meat? I'm gonna have to switch it now. You want to eat my flesh?
I.
Sounds almost like if you eat my
That
flesh,
sounds-
sounds like
that's-
Christ-like.
It's very Halloween.
That sounds like a satanic ritual.
You want to eat my flesh?
Partake in my flesh,
Partake in
please.
my flesh. There you go.
Please.
These people are partitioning, dude. What's going on? I thought it was a Beyonce concert, dude.
Shit. Well, tell the people why you're following some sort of plant-based diet.
Well, right now, dude, I don't know. My stomach was feeling weird, and almost had like indigestion. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it was like just like that for like a whole month. So it's like, dude, I gotta get checked out because I love to eat. You know what I mean? And plus, I know you hate a little bit. I can't eat all my spices. I can't put my spice everything up. You know what I mean? So now it's just like I've just been eating like spinach, egg yolks, the white ones, some and chicken. That's like the only meat.
Egg yolk
Beans.
is not whites. You're talking about egg whites.
Egg whites, yeah.
Yeah.
So and then I can't even have a dude. I bought a cheesecake. I
Can't even touch it.
It's there, dude. It's gonna. I think it might have gone bad. So I went and took a poop sample. They told us, oh, it might be gastritis or something, And cause it wasn't like I couldn't function, it's just like I was just tired of my stomach being uncomfortable. So it's like I go to the doctor. He's like, "Oh, you know what? We're going to you're gonna take these pills, but first it's like antacids. You know, it's like, but first you're gonna do a poop sample, and then you might have gastritis or whatever, and then I'll put you on something different." So the next day, I poop. You know, I put it in the sample thing. It was kind of weird, dude. Got to scoop it in there. I drive, and it's during lunchtime. I had to psych myself up, you know what I mean? Because I'm pretty confident, dude. But you're gonna walk in the middle of a, health place, a healthcare facility, and be like, "Hey, I got a pack of poop."
That's why you're sick. You're loose scooping fucking poop into a container, and all of a sudden you're eating your burger next minute. You're getting E. coli. That's the issue.
No, but it would be my own feces, so I wouldn't get sick. But anyways, I take it over to the dog.
That's not. First, I'm gonna stop you right there. If you eat your own shit, you're gonna get sick. That's not just because it comes from you. That's not how that works.
You obviously, dude. You can Google it, dude. If you're with a well, Javi would know about this. He's in a long-term relationship. Okay, I'm single, but he's married. So
What is it?
just okay.
Where are you going with
Just
this?
hear me out, okay? So if you're with like your wife or whatever, right, and you're gonna perform that analingus, okay, partaking of the flesh of the buttocks of the
Eating
that
that
freaking brown eye.
forbidden flesh.
the forbidden flesh, okay? If your partner, since you guys have like the same diet, that's why it's like less likely for you to get sick because you guys have the same digestive like enzymes in your gut. Your gut bacteria is very similar because you guys are having like the same meals. Dude, it's a proven fact. So,
no, if you're
but if
eating
I'm- if
fecal
I'm-
matter, there's bacteria in it.
yeah,
There's
if it's
toxins.
freaking Ryan from Wendy's, yeah, everybody's gonna get E. coli. But I'm just saying, if it's like,
So I'm gonna have you run an experiment for me because what you're saying is
yeah, I'll eat my own
absurd.
poop before I go to bed today, okay, dude? I'll let you know how I woke up tomorrow. But anyways, long story short, I walk in there with my sample, right? I can tell it was like lunchtime. Dude, they lost my sample. So now I don't even know what I have, so I just have to finish out the dose of pills that I have right now. And it's for 30 days. So for 30 days, I can't eat shit.
Why didn't you just puke it out for them? Because apparently you eat your own shit.
God.
It would have been the same.
Well, I didn't think about it then.
Because you're like, oh,
No,
hold
we're
on
gonna
a
mess it
minute.
up.
I got it right here. Ah.
That was prior to me freaking eating my poop, okay?
How do you feel
Very
on this
much.
plant-based diet? Well, you're not on a plant-based
I'm eating
diet,
chicken.
but okay.
But it's just like, dude, I can't put any seasonings. I can't put seasonings in
Dude, that's rough.
my beans.
Coming from a Latino community that uses a lot of seasonings, that's got to be tough.
It doesn't taste, you know what I mean? So it's just like the same thing. Oatmeal. Dude, I'm eating oatmeal, dude. Come on, man. Give me honey bunches of oats already, dude. Right?
Yeah.
Oatmeal and then yogurt. I can't even have flavored yogurt, dude. Tastes
Or is
like
it
I'm eating
just- are
sour
you-
cream.
Are you doing the plain Greek yogurt?
Yeah.
No. They wouldn't have you on the normal yogurt, not Greek, because the normal one has better.
There's one that's got like extra probiotics or something.
Okay,
Like that. But
yeah.
then I'm taking this like thing. It's called Yakult. They
Yakult,
take that in
yeah.
Mexico. They take that over in the island too.
Yeah. And then there's Activia, which is like the American, that's Yoplay's, I think,
Yeah. but-
probiotic
see,
one.
That doesn't even count. Activia, get out of here, dude. We got that Asian header, huh?
Yeah.
Yakult.
Yakult.
You cool? Yakult.
Oye, cómprame un Yakult.
They're
It sounds
little.
like-
they're like
it's-
this small.
It sounds like Ja Rule's Korean cousin, Yakult.
Yeah. What's my
Muttering!
Oh God, dude, what about you? So now
I-
that I've been suffering. I had to expose myself. What about
Well, there
you?
was a time where for no reason I had dropped quite a bit of weight, and I'm like feeling ambitious. I obviously gained the weight back, but this was many years ago, and I thought maybe I'll try a plant-based diet for 3 months. I lasted 2 months because honestly, it's a lot of work. My strength really dropped quite a bit. I'm sure maybe I was doing it wrong because I know that there's a lot of vegan athletes out there. Not that I'd ever be vegan. Okay, let me be clear. Could I ever do a fully plant-based diet? Maybe. It's a big maybe, but maybe I could. But I could never be vegan because vegans don't believe in like wearing leather. I fucking love leather. It's fantastic material. I love wool. It's very warm. Yeah, wool is a very practical material, super warm. And speaking of like, winter's around the corner. I have
Would
to
that
wear
be
wool.
vegan? Would that be considered vegan? Because you're not
Well,
necessarily hurting
but
the
it's a
animal.
byproduct though, huh?
Well, you're right.
Taking
So
someone's
you,
hair.
well, no, you don't want to, because the funny thing is, for sheep, if you don't cut their hair, they can die and get like infections and things because things will grow in
They
their
get that Bob Marley.
yeah, they really do. That's what happens. But I think they don't do it because if it's mass produced wool, they hurt the animals, and so they don't believe in doing that. But either way, I'm fucking wearing wool. I'm wearing leather, and I don't know. I just those two things in and of itself, I'd be like, well, I could never be vegan.
Them host exotic over here, huh?
Uh,
Wool and leather, baby.
Listen, you get that nice patina on your shoes or your belt, even your wallet, because it's leather. It's pristine. It's
Dude, I didn't
nice.
think about wallets. You can't even have a wallet.
Yeah, you have to get like that faux
That
leather.
duct tape,
Yeah.
that duct tape, you know, it's like, oh, check out my duct tape.
Remember
Some
when
of those are
duct tape
cool,
was
though.
massive? When I mean, I was in middle school.
Look at my duct tape vest. Like, oh.
Yeah, and there are
dude.
people that would make like their prom dresses in duct tape
Oh.
just for this 2 hours worth of clout.
Dude, you probably smell pretty sexy after, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably sniff a couple chicks. You know?
You'd sniff them because they wear duct tape.
See, because dude, that tape has a different scent, you know. So
Yeah, so that tape all of a sudden got that duck
out.
butter going. Do you know what duck butter is?
no.
Ball sweat.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I heard that if you lick your own ball sweat, you don't get sick. That's just a rumor I heard.
Well, see,
I just heard it. I don't know where I heard it from.
no, that's a true rumor. Or...
No, it's not. I
Okay,
just
dude.
made it up,
I was
man.
about to try it too. I was like, I'm gonna be down there. I might as well just bring both of them out, dude. They're in the same vicinity, dude. I'm gonna just do,
This would go great with my chicken.
you know, just do both of them, dude.
Two aviary
At
species.
this time, dude, just a couple freaking pepper. Just pepper it up, you know?
And you just lick your hand so it can kind of dissolve a little bit. You get some on your palm, just tongue to palm, swipe down, full flavor. Just like the chicken bouillon cube.
Oh, dude, those were the worst, dude. I remember, did you ever think those were like, not like candy, but that they wouldn't be that strong? Because I'd see my mom
Yeah,
put them in
They
food.
throw them in the stews or the food. They saute them.
Yeah.
I was like, that can't be that strong. And then you try them, and damn, it's a salt
Yeah,
lick.
you're-
It's like, dude, that is a true exercise. That's how you exercise people. Exorcise, excuse me.
I'll take the demons out of them that way.
Yeah, you just, you got a little girl. She's vomiting green shit all over the walls. Pop a couple bouillon cubes in her mouth. She'll stop that shit immediately.
Yeah, let's see if she doesn't do her homework.
Yeah.
Huh? If she talks back, let's see if she's got ADHD.
Simmer down, Susie Sally Sippy.
God, dude.
Kids wilding out these days. Think of COVID and how that's affected family units.
The F unit.
The F unit. How many families are now like broken because of it? Because they can't
They
stand to
hate
be
their
around
kids?
each other. Yeah. Or hate their kids, they hate their siblings, they hate their spouse. And as much as we joke about it, it's got to be a real stat.
All those pictures when you walk in their house and they got like 800 family pictures. They're all hugging each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They look like the little egg things that, you know, from big to small. It's like all those people all hate each other now. There's no, you're gonna go back to their house, no more pictures, dude.
No more. And no more family either. You're like, where's everyone else?
Divorce.
They're gone. And they don't even look at you. They just look into the distance. They're gone.
You know what?
Never to be heard from again.
Now that that's kind of a creepy topic that we're talking about, that lady Susan Powell, huh? Because it's Halloween. Remember that lady?
Oh, man. Yeah, with the two kids. And then the husband who looked like a white suburban version of Jake Hole.
That was creepy, dude. Freaking. But
He
like,
disappears for like a year. He has his kids and then he just blows up himself and the kids in the house.
like in Washington too. It wasn't even
Or
in
some
Utah
shit like that.
anymore.
Yeah, he had like dipped.
Yeah, so that's like
Dude, that gave me like the, you know how your stomach sinks or your heart sinks into your
when you
stomach?
saw that.
Yeah,
That's
I saw
one
that on
story
the
that
news.
I would always follow.
And I couldn't, yeah. I felt so bad. Oh, it was awful. It was terrible.
Because I was like something like in Utah, you know what I mean? I was just like, you were watching, it's like, oh, well, are they ever going to find her body? Or whatever, RIP, I don't know if it's like weird to talk about, you know? If like,
Well, I feel weird talking about it, but I mean, it's a true story, obviously, and I don't think we should not talk about stories just because it makes us uncomfortable, but terrible times. People are sick.
yeah, and then that, I mean, that one I think would have been prevent or something. It's like the,
A lot of people were mad because the government, or whoever, the officials decided that they couldn't decide that there was enough of a reason to remove the kids from his care. So let's say the guy, I mean, she was already dead. We obviously know that based on the autopsy and all that. Did they find the body?
no, I don't think so. I
Oh,
don't think they
maybe
ever
never.
did.
I'm okay. She's dead, right? But if the kids weren't in his custody, maybe he would have killed himself, but the kids would have lived on. It would have been awful for them to know that, but still, I mean, having 2 kids die at the hands of a psycho, that's not preferred if you can avoid it. But
Halloween, dude. That's what's coming up.
speaking of family
I think that's what
pictures,
it is, dude.
one thing I did once for a friend of mine for Christmas, I went to their house, and then I somehow, we were watching like the UFC fights. I took off one of their like marriage photos, like their wedding
Oh,
photo. I took it from them, just to like see what she would do. And I was gonna give it back. I'm like, how am I gonna give it back? And then she was like, oh, my photo's missing, blah blah. And I acted a fool for like 2 months, and then I gifted it back to her for Christmas.
Oh, did she laugh?
She laughed a lot. She's like, you would do, think of that.
Dude, I want to start doing that. That's a
It's
good.
pretty clever.
Go to people's houses, steal something, and then give it to them for Christmas.
Yeah, and it has to be something where they don't use it every single day, but they would notice if it's gone, right? Because if they use it every single day, they're gonna have to like get to the whatever. But just something where it's enough where they may not notice in a day or two, but they'll be like, something's off, and then they realize, oh, this is missing.
Somebody's coat rack, their key rack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Precise, or just one of their shoes. Just so they're thinking, what the hell happened to my other shoe?
So
That's the kind of guy I am. But
I'm not sure if I ever told you, but I think Javi knows. So Ruben, one time, shout out to Ruben if he's listening, but
is this the guy from American Idol?
No, Ruben. He's a sandwich, a Mexican sandwich, but he's always falling asleep. So you know, anytime, cause you like falls asleep anywhere. You know, you'll be in the, you know, you'll be at a club. They're sleeping somehow. You know, but one day we go over to his house, and I just see him, a victim, sleeping. So I went into his room, and he had these nasty shoes because he used to wash dishes. And I took every single one of his like left shoes. Okay, like I went into his room, took every single one of his shoes, and then hid it in the closet, dude. And then like I hid every single one of his shoes, and only left him his like work shoes that were just like muggy. They were, you know, water. They were just gross. And we wake him up. It's like, hey, dude, let's go grab some food. You know. So he wakes up. He's like, let me get some shoes. So now I'm just watching him go through his whole room. He's just like finding shoes everywhere, you know what I mean? And this guy lines them up, you know what I mean? They're like in a line. He's like, shit. He's like, I can't even match them. They're all just the right foot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He can't even wear mismatched shoes.
Yeah, he can't even mix them. It's like, so yeah, dude. And then it's like eventually, you know, once we ate and stuff, I let him know, but that was probably.
Was he mad?
Huh?
Was he mad?
No, like at first he was getting a little bit mad at his brother. But he's always losing stuff too, you know?
Okay.
He's like Sleeping Beauty. He's always losing a shoe, dude. You know? Oh, that's Cinderella, though.
Yeah, I was about to say. She lost a glass slipper.
God, dude, imagine that. How much...
Dude, why would you want to marry somebody who doesn't remember what you look like? Because if you think about it, like, Cinderella's a white blonde girl. That eliminates all redheads, all brunettes, anyone that isn't Caucasian. Then there's got to be a height limit, right? Like a midget isn't what you were dancing with, and some
Small
Amazon
person.
girl, dwarfism, riddled person, and then that's the official term is dwarfism, which to me sounds worse than midget, but I guess I don't get to decide that. A medical doctor literally, let's say they have dwarfism. That seems appropriate. It's a mythical creature. I take issue with that. I'm not even a midget, but a dwarf. Sorry. Or an Amazon chick. Like, why was there not a process of elimination? Like, oh, if the shoe fits, you just must be her. Who wants that shallow prince? First of all, he's an idiot, and she's dumber for accepting that. I'd be like, you tried on shoes, just any guy that would have fit my shoe. I have a normal foot size, 10.5. That's probably one of the most common shoe sizes.
Now, what kind of glass slippers were they? They must have been a really good kind of glass.
Dude, tempered glass, because, I mean, unless she weighed 45 pounds, those things would have shattered.
Boom. And now she doesn't have feet.
They would have been the real Jordan shattered backboards.
Dude.
She would have had nubs.
God, dude. She'd been on those Freddy Kruegers, dude. That's what her feet would look like after.
Her ankles all have calluses because of the way she walks.
So I would never have a... Well, I guess if it was tempered glass, I never...
Dude, she couldn't even do calf raises at the gym. She could probably work her quads and her hamstrings and have massive, thick upper legs, but then she just got chicken little calves. Just nothing. Because you can't do that.
Dude, I want to make glass shoes now, dude. Honestly,
You want to make glass shoes? Who would wear that? It's not breathable.
dude, it gets hot. Imagine you're like walking outside.
If they wouldn't breathe, they'd get sweaty and all nasty. But that's something we should try though. Maybe we
A
should
glass shoe, wouldn't that be cool?
let's make a glass shoe and kind of sit around in it all day because obviously I wouldn't feel safe walking around in it.
Oh, dude, if that breaks, maybe we can test it with somebody from India. You know how they walk on nails, one of those guys, so they
Yeah.
walk on glass.
Yeah.
That's probably where it was invented.
So Cinderella's
Cinderella's actually Indian,
Indian.
dude.
Yeah.
That's probably what it is.
That nice vindaloo curry. That's
God, dude.
should have cooked for it, but
Don't they have the craziest talents in India though?
they
Like,
really
they
do.
have
Like
so many people.
them in China, because their population is so massive, so many people can just do what they want.
They've mastered everything.
They have. They really have. They're the pioneers and everything. But it is that time now. Javi, introduce the next subject for us.
Next subject. It's once again the unsolved mysteries of the internet.
Ooh.
Unsolved mysteries of the internet. We pull up a random Reddit forum, find a interesting question of any kind, and we answer that mystery.
Change lives for people.
You guys ready for it?
Trendsetters, absolutely. Give it to us.
Okay. So this is for the coldness that we experienced this last week, or even just yesterday. Winter is coming. What are some winter life hacks tips that will help make this winter a little more bearable?
Who asked this? What's the Reddit user's name?
Reddit username. Unknown popular dude.
Okay, unknown popular dude. Let me give you an obvious one. Move down south. It's the easiest fucking simple thing. You want to deal with winters? Move south. Life hack.
Well, first of all, he's an unknown popular dude, which means he doesn't have any friends. So maybe if you had friends, you actually wouldn't be cold, you freaking nerd.
Yeah, maybe if he had a heart, he'd be warm.
Yeah, you have a bunch of people surrounding you. Guess what? Oh, you're freaking warm. But you're unknown. Dude, who's unknown? He's a Pokemon. Where does he live? In a cave. Caves are cold.
Find yourself a Charmander.
Ooh. Or a Charmeleon, dude.
Or
Huh?
Charizard, hell.
Woo. A Magma,
A
dude?
nice
Is that
Magmar.
Magmar, dude? Oh, you want to get super hot, dude?
Dude, just get a job at a glass blowing facility. There's fires everywhere there. You'll be warm.
You can do that. You can sleep naked. You know that helps.
Yes, it does. It regulates your body temperature better. And then they say wear socks. So I guess naked but with socks on.
I can't do that because, like, it works, but my feet get too hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
My feet get too hot and everything else is cold.
So it just throws it all off.
And so I always have to, I take everything off, you know, just leave underwear. I don't want my animals to think, oh, you know, oh, here.
Well, plus there's a level of hygiene that should be involved, right? Like if you're naked, I don't judge anyone that does, but you should probably wash your sheets daily.
Oh, if you're naked and afraid, right? You don't want to be trying your own butthole juice there, you know, like I do, but
Some of that sippy,
that
and not get
Mississippi-
sick off of it.
Yeah. Well, I got pink eye, dude. What happened? You slept naked, dude.
Oh, I guess I thought you didn't get sick from that stuff.
God.
But I mean, in all honesty, I talked about wool a little bit earlier. Wool is a fantastic material. If you find a true wool product, whether it be socks, a wool sweater, excellent way to stay warm. I love wool. That's like one of my go-tos for sure.
We got a black cat now.
Yeah, see?
But you can get a black cat. You know, you can get a cat.
Señorito Pancho.
Get a couple animals. One thing that I do always have to do is put I have to put foot powder on my feet, dude. So I have to do that all the time because for me, if you got hot feet, unknown popular guy. If you got hot feet, dude, you're gonna lose. You go outside with hot feet, you're dead, dude. They're gonna freeze. So just like you said, dude, if you're wearing socks, I got the thick socks right now because you get those so they seal like the moisture from my feet, and then I gotta put some foot powder so they stay dry. Because if I don't, then I'm outside for a little bit and then my feet are frozen. You know what I mean? Coming in with the ice slippers.
Natural Jack Frost slippers. Thermogenics is really good. So caffeine, that's a thermogenic compound. So just have some caffeine. It should heat your body up. Some hot cocoa, coffee,
Ooh,
tea.
hot cocoa, that's a good one.
Dude, man, how comforting is hot
Dude,
chocolate though, man. Dude, and I need to bring some Puerto Rican chocolate because they make it out there. I'll bring some in and you can try that and see if you hate it or love it. But How comforting is hot chocolate in a
Dude,
cold
it's
day?
the best. Dude, hot chocolate's almost like when you're a kid and you get hot chocolate, it's almost like a beer.
It really
They
is.
first give it to you, you know? It's like, oh, maybe even better than beer, dude. Like, it's like an expensive, it's almost like seems expensive, you know, when you
It-
first get it.
Yeah, it just makes you feel
You're
like
like,
you're
oh.
royalty.
Like
You're
they
sitting on top of
listen-
the world.
Yeah. Here we go. You're like, oh.
That's why I hate it though, because do you do all water or do you do milk?
Oh, I mean, I can do either, dude.
You can do, ugh, I don't like it with water.
You don't like it with water? I can get the instant one, put it in there if I want an instant
No,
fix.
if I do instant,
A
that's
quick
fine, but it's
fix?
got to be with the milk.
I haven't tried. I mean, I drink only almond milk now.
So you drink water.
Yeah. So I haven't tried with almond milk. So I don't know if it would I think I would rather try with water than almond milk.
Do you care about the environment?
No.
I can tell because you like almond milk. So people that think almond milk, I mean, if you want to be hip and you care about the environment, almond milk is one of the worst things you can drink because I believe 80% of the entire world's almond production comes from California. California has been in a drought for the last, 5, 6 years? And the amount of crops that almond farms destroy and can't be reused is insane. So it erodes the landscape. It's just honestly terrible for the environment.
Fake news.
Read it. Fake news.
We'll have
Just
to
wanted
fact check
say
that
it.
one.
I just wanted to say it.
I don't care. I mean, drink
That's
all the
what
almond
works
milk you
out.
want. We don't need California. That's a state we don't need. We can go back to being 49 states. I don't care about California. I'm kidding. I do like California. I just wanted to say that because the states that people hate the most are California, Florida. Yeah, people hate Florida because Florida's out of its
Would you
mind.
rather
I'm from Florida.
live in Florida or California?
I lived in Florida, so I'm going with Florida every
Yeah?
day. Yeah.
What about you, Javi?
I gotta go with Cali, baby.
Yeah, dude, I think I'd pick Florida too, bro.
Yeah.
Why is that? Just weather?
Just like
Oh.
it's more fun, you know? It's like they're still like you see videos of people in Florida, they get lost. It's like they're in a jungle. Oh, they're below sea level. Dude, one year Florida's smaller than another year. You know, there's more land.
There's more adventure there for sure in that regard. I like Florida just because the culture's a bit different. I mean, East Coast beaches, I don't know if you've ever had a chance to go to an East Coast beach versus West Coast. Warmer. I'm not a big fan of the cold beaches. And all of the beaches in California are super cold. Not a
You know,
fan.
like that Pacific, El Pacifico.
Yep. And then almost pretty much any city worth living in California has a ridiculous amount of traffic. Florida, I mean, yeah, Miami's got quite a bit of traffic. Orlando does too. But aside from that, there are several other like bigger cities that don't have crazy traffic. I can't do traffic.
So basically, what we're saying is that move to California or to Florida. Unknown popular guy.
Yeah,
That'll solve most of your problems. Right
most of your problems. But otherwise, invest in some wool products. Very, very great. Or just take some thermogenic products. Fat burners, caffeine.
Get a fat burner.
Yeah,
You're
get a
gonna
fat
be out of
burner.
fat
Just,
eventually, dude.
just pop them fat burners. Be like 6'9" at the hospital.
I heard.
The hospital's got blankets for you. You'll stay
watched
warm
you
there.
guys on YouTube. They told me to get a fat burner, dude. I'm too scared to try a fat burner, dude.
I am too. Like I can't read half of the stuff on it anyways.
Yeah, you know, you're like, dude, what is this? It's like a spell, dude.
I mean, I can't read half of the ingredients in Doritos, and I eat those like crazy. So I'm a
Okay.
hypocrite.
Did they change the flavor in Doritos? Have you noticed?
Yeah, they have.
They have? Okay, because for me now they taste different.
They taste different to me as well.
The nacho cheese ones, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we have to do that. Go back and maybe try a bag. But do you get the big bag? Because I know that
I get both.
you're buyers. You get
I'll
both.
get the
Make
big
both
ones
still
and the
taste
small
different.
ones. Now the bigger ones, they still taste.
Because
like,
I was about to say the big ones taste the same, but
Yeah.
the small ones
yes.
taste different.
God, I love you, dude.
Yeah,
Yes,
we're
'cause
fucking
that's
product testing.
I learned it because me, I don't complain, dude. If I go to a restaurant and it was a piece of shit, I just want to go there again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You speak
okay.
loudest with your money.
I'm done. Whatever. I'm not gonna sit there and complain. But with chips, okay, chips is the only. I actually wrote an email to freaking Frito Lay. Okay, I was like, hey, dude, I'm a big fan of your products. I ordered, and it actually happened with Doritos. I got like 4 lumps of cheese of the condiments. I was like, I was not looking. I went in the bag. I thought it was just like, you know, one that was like, you know how they'll twist a little bit weird. You know, like
Yeah.
a messed up hand. You know, they got that little weird hand. So I thought it was just one of those twisted ones. I bite it, dude. It was like a crouton of
The
flavoring.
dusting.
So I complained. I was like, dude, come on, because it happened like 2 weeks in a row, and then they mailed me, dude, coupons for like they were like $8 a piece, and they had like it was like a hologram on it. It almost looked like bills, dude. And these were so legit. I didn't even use them. I just like saved
You just
them
stared at them.
because I was like, oh, I love chips so much, you know.
Yeah, if you say you found shit in your food, I'm gonna go back to that. At a restaurant, which reasonable, you wouldn't go there. If I found shit in my food, I would shit on the table and leave a nice little note saying, "Hey, I decided that when I ordered the number 13, I wasn't expecting shit.
I wasn't expecting a number 2.
You gave me a fecal matter. I decided to take matters into my own hands and return the favor. Have a good day. You get no tip."
Oh, I don't know if I could do that, dude.
I'm kidding. I wouldn't shit on the table. I wouldn't show up again. Although, I mean, I feel like there would be a legal responsibility that you'd have to like report it,
Okay.
right? Wouldn't there be a legal responsibility? Go ahead.
Did any of you guys see in West Valley Panda Express? There was like maggots. And
Oh, the one
worms and
in
stuff in
okay,
the broccoli,
the one off.
dude.
Of, yeah.
Oh, so they were giving you that real China experience.
Huh?
The
Was that really
COVID-19 S plus here in the
Dude, that's
States?
real though?
No, was that real, Javi?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They found maggots in their, what food
It's
was
like in their
it?
broccoli. Somebody ordered some broccoli. I don't know, dude.
Oh, well, I mean,
You know how
okay.
they have those side dishes and they had like maggots in there and stuff like that.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess broccoli's a plant, so it's not uncommon for like bugs to be in them. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't necessarily blame maybe the
Establishment.
the
or whatever.
manufacturer that gives them the broccoli.
That Nicholas, because you know it's one of those Nicholas trucks.
Maybe, yeah. So I would say the manufacturer that collects the broccoli. I mean, if they didn't spray the right pesticides or whatever, because everyone's like organic. So that's what you get when you get organic. You get shit in your food, okay? You have to kind of just pick and choose. You have a garden, right? Sometimes all the
Oh, yeah,
tomatoes
dude.
aren't ready to eat or not good because they got
They'll get a little
something.
thing in there, dude.
Yeah, but otherwise, you just pick that away. Those are the risks you get when you go organic, guys. So really, I'm gonna defend Panda Express. I'm gonna say it's not their fault.
That's right. You're good, Panda Express. We'll be there next week, dude.
I expect a $100 coupon for your food in the mail shortly.
But chips, dude. Bring
Dude,
back,
man.
bring back. Just keep the regular.
Can
Big
I add
Mac
something to
flavor.
those Dorito chips?
Yes.
Back to unknown popular guy. You can actually set those on fire, right?
Yeah, you can. They'll stay on fire for what, like 5-10 minutes.
Enough time to start a
Really?
huge fire.
Yeah,
maybe?
the chemical components in that dust.
Well, I think to
Stay
be
on
fair,
fire.
I think it's like the oil that they cook them in.
Oh, I guess that's true too. But I mean,
But, I
I'd
mean-
imagine that the compounds of that dust is flammable.
Flammable.
The guy that engineered it, to date, it's still one of the most fine powders of any like food source. And scientifically, the reason they're so addictive is because they'll fit in all of the like taste buds.
Oh, really?
So your mind gets hooked pretty easy. Yeah.
Dang, bro.
That's like, and there's so many ingredients in it
That Chris
that-
Angel, dude. It's just
that
what he's
you
giving
keep
you.
eating
That
it.
Chris Angel
That
dust.
mind fruit,
Yeah.
dude.
So you get like a Mary Poppins stomach, or maybe I'm a fat ass, but you can eat so many of them. And they say your body can't recognize all of the ingredients, so that's why it never gets full off Doritos.
Bro.
Because the body just can't like process all those ingredients. But speaking of like your dust, that's awful. Like I wouldn't want to bite into that. But Cheetos, they have a dust as well. I
Yeah.
love Cheetos, just regular crunchy. There was a time where there was just a ball, like the actual Cheeto itself.
The puffy ones?
Yeah, no. It was the crunchy. But I guess like a glob of it didn't. I don't know if you've
Oh.
ever seen how they're made. They're pretty interesting. You can YouTube it. Just how are Cheetos crunchy made? But there's like just this glob of the dough. It gets fried, and then they dust it. But I don't know if it's because it was so big. It got dusted with like 4 times the amount of normal dust of a
Dang.
Cheeto, and I thought it was gonna be gross, but it was one of the most divine things I've ever tasted. Like I think about that Cheeto every time now when I buy Cheetos, and I want one in my bag, and I'm disappointed every time. That's the one that got away from me.
Cheetos, I think
I mean, it didn't.
I
I
can
ate
see,
it,
you know,
but,
but maybe
yeah.
it's like you said, the Doritos has too much of those flavors or whatever.
Yeah, but and yours was
Triggering
just
everything.
purely just the dust stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mine was the actual Cheeto with the dust on it, like so
Oh,
it had a
okay.
good It wasn't just the dust itself. It was a Cheeto that was just a ball that didn't get cut right, and then they dusted it with like 4 times the amount, and it is the best Cheeto that I've ever tasted in my life.
Because I thought it was just the dust. Because I think with Cheeto dust, because did you ever have somebody you hate, you know, when you were a kid? and they're eating Cheetos Puffs. Like, oh, look at this freaking
Yeah, you
asshole.
judge the hell out of
And
him.
you just sit there and you destroy all his Cheeto Puffs into fine particles. You know? I'm
Yeah.
just trying to eat them all over his face, dude. Now, talk about rip-offs. Cheeto Puffs, dude.
Less Cheetos for the same amount of money. That's really all it is. If you think about the space that it occupies, it's more air. Again, they're called puffs for a reason. People, wake. I thought we were a woke culture. We're not.
Ah, dude. Freaking everybody's just Walking Dead, dude.
Not thinking for themselves.
But yeah, it's like don't eat Cheeto Puffs. Like, we can't be friends. If you're my friend, you're eating Cheeto Puffs, get some popcorn, get something else, dude. 'Cause
Funny enough, I actually don't mind puffs, but every time, I mean, if I have a choice, I'm taking crunchy every time. No question.
I like how the Cheeto Puffs feel inside, but then you get it all stuck. All the condiments stick to the back of your teeth, your gums.
And it like cuts up the roof of your mouth too.
Yeah, you have to make that noise.
It's like
you know?
peanut butter, but not.
People think you're speaking whatever that pirate language is.
You mean Ethiopian?
Ethiopian. You know what
Pirate, yep.
I mean? It's all Somalian. It's not.
Yeah, I thought you were thinking Somalians, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing that noise. You know, next thing you know.
I honestly
Next
want to
thing-
figure out how to learn,
This
like,
dog over here.
I want to learn that sometimes, like,
How to talk like that?
just certain languages. That's
Like
one of
Pig
them.
Latin. Remember that? Your first language in
Dude.
school that everybody learned how to.
As an adult, I hate Pig Latin now.
Dude, I always hated it. You liked it when you were a kid?
When I was a kid, it was like interesting because I thought it was so difficult for me. Because keep in mind, I was learning English because I only spoke Spanish at first. So when I heard Pig Latin, my idiot self thought this is like a real language. And then when I realized what it was, I was, oh,
Yeah,
whatever.
It's like ESL. You know, we're learning another language.
Yeah.
And then you get these white kids. They know another form of English.
Yeah, but the funny thing is, the kids that would speak Pig Latin don't even speak good English. Yet they waste all this time speaking some shit version of English. A shittier version of a shitty language.
Ah, dude, I never even understood Pig Latin, bro. That's how mad I was at it, dude.
It took me...
I'm trying to learn it freaking regular pig.
And
you
now
know?
you're throwing in Latin.
You know what am I, dude?
If anything, that's actually a racist, right? That sounds nothing like Latin.
Pig, you know? Pig Latin, dude. What is that?
Wouldn't it be Igpay, Atenlay? That's what it was called. Igpay, Atenlay.
Egg Latin, Anglo Latin, maybe.
Anglo-Latin.
That sounds kind of cool, huh?
Kind of, yeah. Kind of does.
Hey, you want to learn some Anglo Latin?
Has a nice ring to it.
Pig Latin, dude. I didn't even like what it sounded like. I thought that's what the lunch lady spoke. You know, Pig Latin, dude. That's how they make the pizzas, you know?
Yeah.
Pig Latin in the back. You know? What are they doing? Oh, just a couple Pig Latin. They're Pig Latin, you know?
Think of how unfair, though, a lot of movies are towards the lunch ladies.
What movies?
I don't know, just movies. They always make
They
them
always make them
seem
look grimy.
like they're grimy, they're gross, they always serve shitty food. That's not my experience. I mean, some of the food sucked. Some of them were ornery. Some of them were really cool and they're really happy. They give me
Some of them
extra
like
stuff.
grandmas, you know? Like
Yeah.
grandmas.
They'd give you like, I'd be like, I'll get the turkey special. You get your mashed potatoes, your gravy. They'd always give me like a slice or two extra of the turkey. They'd give me an extra slice or a scoop of mashed potatoes.
Ooh, those were always the best when you had like a lunch lady plug.
Yeah, and you know those were the dry flake mashed potatoes, but they were still good.
Especially like for a Latino, you know, sometimes you don't get those kind of
Those little
magic. You don't get that
treatments,
kind of
yeah.
white magic.
You don't got that treatment. And then when they do it, that's a special bond.
God, dude, then you taste it. Oh, gravy? What's this? The first time you had gravy? Chicken fried steaks, dude, huh?
Dude, that changed my life. Chicken fried steaks.
I didn't even want to be Mexican anymore, dude. It's like, sign me up. I'm going to a farm, dude.
You know which lunch sucked? Breakfast for lunch. You remember that in school?
Breakfast in bed.
Breakfast in bed.
You didn't you
With a consenting adult.
hobby liked what is it? Those cinnamon squares. Did you ever have those?
No. But he's talking about like breakfast for lunch.
Oh, breakfast for lunch.
Yeah, no,
Brunch?
not-
Yeah, well, no, like at school. They had literally, like, in elementary, my favorite day is breakfast for lunch. And I'm thinking,
We
I love-
didn't have that. Did we?
I don't remember having that.
I was like, I love cereal. I like bananas, like that. No, it was some nasty ass syrupy sausage. And I don't even remember. It was so awful. I can't wrap my head around it. It was disgusting. I hated
No.
breakfast for lunch.
We never had breakfast for lunch, dude. That's called your school was running out of budget, dude.
Yeah, so
that's
the
what it is, man.
inventory was overstocked. Now they got to get rid of this food.
So that's what happened. You had no. You technically
Maybe
had
it
no
wasn't
lunch.
syrup. It was just like film of nasty bacteria that was sweet.
The Pig Latin ladies, they were saying there's no lunch left. So that's what it was. It was no lunch day for them.
Let's think of all the people that you would think, again, given how these movies portray these ladies. If anyone is going to commit terrible acts of sexual crime with a child, you wouldn't think of the teacher the way they paint teachers. You would think that the lunch lady would. But I have yet to see a sex scandal involving a lunch lady.
Goddamn praise.
Unsung
Praise the
heroes.
Lord, dude. These freaking lunch ladies, dude.
The real unsung heroes at school. I used to think it was teachers, not anymore. They've ruined things way too many times.
Okay, now think about this. I've had this discussion with a lot of people when it comes to lunch ladies. Lunch ladies, always ladies. What happens when there's a guy lunch lady?
I don't know. I don't recall having a lunch man.
Did you ever have a lunch man, Javi?
I don't recall ever having a
Did you ever see one?
I never
It's
saw
like
one.
it's like the Bigfoot.
Sexist.
It's sexist, all right?
Dude, it's sexism.
So now it's 2020, dude.
It's
Kids, if you're
built-
going to school, let us know
It's
there's
built
a
in the
lunch man.
title.
Now, what would they call it? A lunch lady boy? No, you can't, because then it's another community that you're offending.
It's not the 90s anymore. That doesn't fly.
No, it can't be lunch lady because you're not in Asia, first of all.
Yeah, unless it's a school opened by Eddie Murphy, that title's not going to fly.
Yeah. So what are they? Somebody said I think it said like a lunch technician, but then that makes it seem because he's a man, all of a sudden he's a technician.
Yeah, they're like, oh, now his pay gets higher because he's a technician.
He's a lunch esthetician.
Lunchestician.
You know?
Sounds like he's up to no good, though.
He's a lunch assembler. That's what it should be, because that's worse. Lunch lady sounds cool, but if you're a lunch assembler, you're like the lunch ladies are gonna tell you what
Like
to
that,
do.
you're
Lunch
beneath them.
Yeah, you lunch assembler.
All lunch assemblers fit under the feet of a lunch lady.
Go put the Uncrustables together, because you don't even know how to cook. You're just gonna get the sack lunches and ready. You know what I mean? And do dishes, dude. That's it.
Lunch distributor sounds a bit more professional.
Lunch.
And that's reserved for like the preppy schools.
But then, maybe would it be hard doing a credit application for employment, lunch lady? If you do that as your occupation, lunch lady. So maybe it hasn't even been lunch lady this whole time, dude. That's what we just called them as kids.
I'm
I
pretty
could-
sure they're just like chefs.
You know, they're
like
probably
something- it's an actual,
They're
that's
just
probably their term.
they're just paying their dues, trying to get by. And here we are grilling them.
Little do we know they're prison workers. That's why they're not raping any kids.
Dude, that gives me an idea where you mentioned filling out applications.
Oh,
I've always had to, and I can truly do this. I'm just too lazy to, which, I mean, it'd be funny. Not really, but maybe the recruiters would have a kick out of it. I'd want to apply to a job where I know I'd be considered, right? Like a candidate. Maybe make up fake name.
what would be
Go
your fake
in.
name?
I don't know. I haven't thought it. I mean, I guess I've never thought of the name part of it. Maybe Muhammad. Just because,
Just double emphasize some
yeah,
fear
just
into people.
it's a strong name. Muhammad's like a really strong name, and I do like that name. So doubling up on it would instill exactly what you mentioned, like a sense of like power over them, so that they're addressing me. Are you Muhammad? Muhammad. Okay, Muhammad, have a seat. And then I would just go about and I would start answering their questions like really well, but somewhere halfway through the answer, like start shitting the answer, like just screwing with them. I don't know, just making stuff up. It seems fun.
So
Kind of like how
so you
Step
don't get the
Brothers.
job?
Yeah, like I don't want the job.
You
I don't
start
need the
crushing
job.
it, then you just
Yeah, like I'm crushing it. And halfway through the interview, they're just like, "So tell us about some of your pet peeves," and I could just go with, "There was once a leader." So you can make them uncomfortable. You could be an asshole. I don't want to be an asshole to the person. I just want to make them feel a little bit uncomfortable, right? I'll say one of my former leaders. He was really abusive, and he always wore a black cardigan. I'm sorry. It's really difficult for me. He would call me names. He'd always raise his hand. He had a ruler in his hand for no reason. He'd hit me over the head with it if I made any errors. I wouldn't even make errors. I had an average of 1 error per month, but he'd find any excuse to come hit me multiple times. So a pet peeve of mine is someone who wears a black cardigan. And then just leave it at that, just to see what they would do. You know,
They'd
just
be like,
what are they gonna
okay,
do?
or maybe they're wearing a black cardigan. Imagine
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Say whatever color they're wearing, you know?
yeah,
Throw
yeah.
them off.
Being all shifty. So if
Start,
there's like multiple interviewers, pick one that you're gonna like not really make eye contact with or talk to, and somehow victimize that person as the reason why you're so uncomfortable.
I had a fake identity once.
Yeah, the McLovin.
Oh no, another fake identity. One time I said my name was Javier in school, and no, I was like skipping math class, and I ended up going to God. I think we might even talk about this. I started going to this botany class with this guy, Mr. Player. Mr. Player, he always looked like he was stoned. He's the botany teacher, but I would skip. I say, hey, my name's Javier, you know, and I would do all the assignments because I thought botany was cool. You know, so I was like hooked on botany, dude. I was like acing. I had an A+, and he was always like super happy. He's like,
Under the wrong name.
he's like, oh, he's like, Javier. He's like, I want to put your grade in so bad because you're my best student I have in all my periods, but I just can't find you. He's like, I even went and talked to the principal today, and they're like, it might just be any day, right? And it's like right when like midterms or whatever, or the end of the year was happening, or one of those where you have to do tests, and I'm doing my test with my math class because that's the class I was stuffing, and it was right across from Mr. Player's. The lab was right across from Mr. Player's classroom. So I'm like there by the door, dude. That's where I happen to sit for math. And Mr. Player's walking down the hallway, and he turns in, and he's like, because obviously I didn't show up to his class, and he turns, and he's like, Javier, and that's when I broke his heart.
You
dude.
crushed him.
Yeah, his only good student that was just sloughing.
Just like I used to crush that hashish, you crushed him.
God, dude, Mr. Player.
Dude, figure the botany teacher being the one that looks high all the time. Maybe he was growing some certain plants.
Dude, this guy lost a snake in the school. You remember that, Javi? Dude, and it was like lost for like a couple of years, and then he found it, but it was like all wild. It would attack him when he was trying to feed it, dude.
He found it years later?
Yeah, dude, he found it.
It was in the school or was it outside?
Well, and somewhere inside of his, because the botany classroom was huge, you know, but he's
Oh,
got
that
plants inside. He's got, and his class was dirty, dude. So,
Class
but he
was
found a
dirty.
snake, dude. Return of the Snake.
Return of the dude, that he had Voldemort there
Ooh, the whole time.
the whole time.
People were hearing whisperings. I go take a dump and, like, dude, what is it, dude? I didn't see a black cat today, you know?
You thought it was just some kid with a lisp.
Yeah.
Little did you know it's Lord Voldemort next stall.
Yeah, dude. Mr. Player found him, took him home, dude.
It's like, look at this kid. I bet you I know his favorite little tongue twister.
Mr. Player the whole time it was Lord Voldemort. Dude.
Sister Susie sitting on a thistle. That was his favorite. Sister Susie sitting on
Shout
a
out to
thistle.
Mr. Player, dude. Sorry for.
Shout out to Player. Well, it's that time. Javi has just reminded us that it's now time for some wholesome advice.
Did you think of any wholesome advice, Hollis?
I did think of wholesome advice. And I think that even though we've given the advice of reaching out to people and surrounding yourself with good people, whether it be virtually or in person, there are times where you also have to understand yourself as a human, individually, yourself. Because throughout this time, I mean, I've known some people that have like broken up with their significant others, or divorce, and they don't have a sense of self identity.
The family pictures are gone. Off
They're
the walls.
they're gone. I took the picture.
He stole
Little
them for
did I
a
know,
reason, okay?
I was
He doing
predicting
you
the
a favor,
future.
so you didn't have as many pictures to put away.
I really was trying to teach yourself to look yourself in the mirror, understand who you were by yourself. But no, in all honesty, I think that it's very important to, if you don't know who you are by yourself, you do not have the right to have someone else have to fill that void for you. That's an unfair burden. It's an unfair expectation of you to that person. Plus, if you don't know who you are, why are you having someone else fix your own issues? You got to kind of work on yourself first.
Yeah, I heard somewhere, I was reading somewhere, it might have been one of those quotes they post, but it's like, when people say, you know, oh, this person completes me, that's wrong, because you shouldn't have another person
Absolutely.
be the one that completes. You should be someone that you're together with that enhances who you already are as a person, or as an individual. You enhance each other to better each other. You know what I mean? That it's not, well, I can't be me, or I can't live without this person, or whatever. Just like you're already a complete person, and this person helps you be a better person.
Yeah, I mean, for just to maybe throw it out there, because I know people think I'm void of emotion at times. There was a time where I was dating someone and things weren't looking too well. and she throws the whole, "What are you gonna do without me?" Right? Like, because I'm incapable of taking care of myself, me being in the ass I am. I just go. I mean, I lived for many years without you, and I did just fine, so I'll be okay. Thank you. And obviously, that didn't make anything better. It sped up the process.
It's called anger management, dude.
I wasn't angry. I just threw it back at her. She just didn't like it.
But
Don't
see,
play a game you're not willing to lose.
Yeah, because he didn't need to be completed at the time.
I didn't. I was complete. I've been
you're happy
complete.
with who you were.
In
This
fact, there's so
person's
much of
saying-
me I could lose some of me. You know,
Yeah.
that's what my doctor says every
That's what
time.
he's trying
There's
to
too
do.
much of you. There's too much
I'm
of
in
you.
touch with myself, jerk. You know what I mean? I'm in tune with myself, doctor. You're calling it unhealthy?
He's like, there's too much of you. Get off the scale before you break it. We'll add that to your fucking bill.
Well, for me, what I would probably say for wholesome advice is just be okay taking a break. You know what I mean? Like, don't, because for me, this whole month work has been really stressful, and you know, like in the midway through the month, I was just like, you know what, I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna stress over it because there's so much stuff that I can't change. It's not worth it for me to be over stressing about all these things. So I know that I do my best, and you know, wherever the chips fall, or you know, whatever happens, but I'm not gonna worry about outer, you know, things that are going out in the world or at work or whatever. So don't worry about those, and then let them affect your personal life. Because at the end, you know, when everything shuts down, you know, where it's, you know, no more lights from work or whatever, or wherever else you may be that you get your distraction, it's like you're alone with yourself. So then don't be in a negative state of mind with yourself because you let everything else that's going around you kind of pollute your mind, and now you're in a horrible mood, or you know, you're upset, or you got stomach issues. But I figured it's like, well, maybe my stomach's just messed up because I've been stressed out, you know. It's like, so I thought about it.
I meant to say that, but I didn't want to interrupt you. Do you not think maybe it's ulcers, which obviously we can talk after the episode, but I mean, ulcers might be a possibility.
Yeah, so I thought about that. It's like, you know, if it's like, I'm pretty happy, stress-free guys. So I was like, it's been a stress. Like, there's no reason for me to be stressing about that. You know what I mean? So I would be like that. Just don't stress about things you can't control. Just care about yourself. You know, just at the end of the day, like, you kind of ties in with what you said. You know, at the end of the day, it's like you need to make sure that you're complete and that you're wholesome. So, you know, nothing else matters. What about you, Javi?
My wholesome advice for the week, I think this just, and I'm only thinking of this because it happened to me, was I was having like the roughest like last couple weeks, and I was in a drive-thru at Starbucks expecting to pay my coffee, right? But then they're like, "Oh, hey, the lady in front of you just paid for yours." And dude, that like made my last couple weeks, it made me just feel like I don't know, valued, I guess. A random act of kindness. So maybe that's the thing. Like, maybe the next time you go through a drive-through, pay the person behind you's like meal or coffee or whatever.
Something nice.
Just something, yeah, something simple like that. That it really goes a long way. So that's my wholesome advice.
Good one for sure. So again, we started off saying all that glitters is not gold. This chain is, but everything else that
Gold's
glitters
not
is
reality,
not.
baby.
All the things. This is your boy Jos.
Host Beef.
Your boy Javi.
You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Love you guys. Hopefully the video works.
Like, comment, subscribe. Apple Music, Spotify, Instagram, Reddit. We're on everything, baby.
MySpace.
Yeah,
MySpace.
And Javi's in charge of that for Instagram, okay? So don't be thinking you're talking to us. If something sketchy happens, you're talking to this guy.
I will run it by them. Don't worry about that.
Because we're not from the web, you know?
Yeah, if
We're
you
not
want to
from the
insult
Matrix.
us or come at us for things we've said,
You'll be insulting Javi.
Yeah.
He handicapped, you jerks, okay?
he's super sensitive.
Think about it before you act upon me.
There you go. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
Love you guys. Thanks.